Hi Internet, welcome to my YouTube channel where we do a daily crossword puzzle. Today we've got the Thursday New York Times puzzle for the 4th of June 2026. This one constructed by Joe Deeney. Will Shorts is the editor. I'm John Appleseed, your host here on the channel. And let's get into the puzzle. Okay, so a Thursday puzzle will typically have a theme. And we've got some, what would you call this? There are squares that are a little bit bigger. They're offset, or they look like they're popping out towards us from the screen in a way. All right, let's figure out what that means. One across is in The Tempest when Miranda says, "Oh, brave new world, it has such people in it." So that is probably Act 1. It's either Act 1 or Act 5, or with Roman numeral. 1, I guess, would probably be most likely for the beginning there. Okay, 1 across is Act 1. 1 down is It's a Matter of Degrees, an angle is made up of degrees. 2 down, beer brand with the slogan, La Playa awaits, the beach awaits. That is the slogan for Corona beer. 3 down, political leaflets, could be tracts. Religious leaflets are also known as tracts. 14 across, sushi wrapper is the nori. That's the word for that seaweed wrapper. Okay, 4 down is the Four Seasons composer, which is Antonio Vivaldi. Maybe this is Act 5. That would be because, what is 17 across? Forbidden idol, a graven image. All right, let's try Act 5. Maybe that occurs toward the end of the play. I thought it would be at the beginning, but I could be wrong there. Neighborhood watering hole. Could be a local dive. That would give us the letters from Vivaldi if we continue them somewhere else. But I'm not going to mess around with the themed. Looks like we might have to put multiple letters into this square or something. I'm not going to mess around with that until I get further on into the puzzle. 18 down, imported beverage brand. Don't know. 5 down is altered excerpts of a film posted to social media, say. Don't know what that is. Oh, let me just check. 23 across. Is that Tolkien's tree beard? Yeah, the talking tree from the Ant. I talk to the trees, but they don't listen to me. I talk to the stars, but they never hear me. So Ent is the talking tree, Tolkien's Treebeard for 1, from the Lord of the Rings series. 6 down, I put in Sons of Eli for sons of blank exemplars of biblical wickedness. Happen to hear this passage just, I listened to an audio version of the Bible. I was listening to it maybe about a week ago in the beginning of 1 Samuel. Eli, the sons of Eli dipped into the temple offering and took more than their fair share and brought shame upon Eli. 5 across is middlemen in illicit transactions. Don't know. 7 down, site of an 1899 to 1909 gold rush. Maybe Nome, Alaska. I think that fits. 8 down, deep fissure. A crevasse. No, that doesn't fit. Something like that. 9 down, bald youngster. A bald eagle. The G here is making me think of bald eagle. So maybe a young eagle would be a bald eaglet. 10 down, Montreal to Boston direction. That would be northeast probably. No, Montreal to Boston, southeast. Then we get Aloha's for 15 across. I was thinking in my mind going from Boston to Montreal, other way around. So what are the middlemen in illicit transaction? Illicit transaction, fences, as in fencing stolen goods. 5 down, altered excerpts of a film posted to social media. So fan cuts or fan edits, maybe. Yes, okay. Deep fissure is a chasm. Subject for 1 aspiring to become bilingual for 21 across. That's English as a second language. SSE, south-southeast, looks right for the direction from Montreal to Boston. Graven image. 18 down is imported beverage brand. 20 across, neighborhood watering hole. Yeah, so I think maybe the answer to 20 across is probably local dive. We put ALDI into this square to finish Vivaldi for the composer of the Four Seasons. This will be a V So local dive and Vivaldi get ALDI from this square. 18 down is going to be Evian, the bottled water imported beverage brand. 24 across cards could be identification cards, IDs. 28 across really rips into assails. Your boss might assail you verbally, hopefully only verbally. 11 across, last over the line, say. I'm going to need some extra letters from this square. 16 across, indigenous people of the Great Basin. Could be the Ute people of Utah, where the state of Utah is named after. 19 across, American blank. Don't know. 22 across, particularly fine examples. Not sure. 26 across, Shamash holder. Shamash is the Mesopotamian god of the sun. Is that what this means? What else is Shamash? Could be a Hebrew word. Is this some kind of something from Jewish liturgy or ritual? I don't know. Menorah, maybe. Maybe the Hanukkah candles are called Shamash. I wonder if that is derived from the light or the sunlight that comes from the Babylonian god of the sun. 27 down, it ain't hard to tell, a rapper. Don't know. 22 down, pint size racers. Nope. 31 across, become enamored with. Become enamored with. Don't know. To take two, maybe. 34 across, Bob, who narrated How I Met Your Mother. Bob Saget narrated that. Rest in peace, Bob Saget. 40 across, Bob, who hosted PBS's The Joy of Painting. Another Bob here. That's Bob Ross. Both Bobs with pleasing voices, I guess. What is the pint-size racers? Toy something? No. Freudian censor. So we get the id, the ego, and the superego are the three components in Freudian psychology. The superego would be kind of the governor who keeps the other two in line. So I think that's right. Conservative guesses. We're going to have extra letters, I think. 13 down, links opening. Links can be a golf course. So tee shots would be the opening for each drive on a hole on a golf course. American Pie for 19 across. Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Let's try tens for particularly fine example. If you rated something a 10, it would be a particularly fine example of whatever quality you're rating there. I like take two for become enamored with, but I don't know what 22 down is. Is it toy cars? I feel like I've got one of these letters is wrong. Menorah was just a guess. Ross. Conservative guesses. Are they estimates? And last over the line, say. It is id, ego, and superego, right? All right, I think I've got something wrong there. Let's come back to that section. 32 across, beguile. I'm wild again, beguiled again, a simpering, whimpering child again, bewitched, bothered, and bewildered. Am I think entice works as a synonym for beguile. 30 down, like the appearance of armadillos and anacondas, both animals with scales. So let's try scaly for that. I put in slime for slime mold. What is this slime mold used for? I'm not sure, but it's a phrase that kind of rings a bell. Faux flattery for 38 across. That might be smarm. A smarmy person oozes that faux flattery. Many a character on the pit, informally, 33 down. That is set in an emergency room, right? I think so. It would be an ER doc. Most senior, eldest. 39 down, movie theaters with many screens, multiplexes, or mega something. What's 47 across? Downward dog and others. Those are yoga poses. Or yoga poses. Maybe we put GAP into here. Then we get Oses is the end. Moses supposes his toes are roses, but Moses supposes erroneously. Nursery purchases. Sods? But then we get GAP here. Then this would be megaplexes for the multi-screen movie theaters. 52 across is 151 once. It's probably the Roman numeral 151, CLI. Soils for what you might buy in a nursery. Okay. Then it's go-karts for the pint-size racer. Gems for particularly fine examples. This has got to be estimate. Conservative guesses are estimates or guesstimates. And last over the line. SEST doesn't make any sense to me. Let's get some other square examples and see if I can figure that out. I'm going to take this out just to remind me to come back and look at it before I finish the puzzle. 35 across, historic Bulgarian ruler. Don't know, 41 across, broad-shouldered Titan. Atlas was one of the Titans from Greek mythology, and he carried the world on his shoulders, so I think that fits. 45 across, Italian liquor distilled from winemaking leftovers. I think that's grappa, made from the leftover grapes. 50 across, exactly as desired. We'll have an extra letter there, or 2, or 3, or 4. 55 across, they come in black, Belgian, and double varieties. Ales, black ale, double Belgian ale, Belgian beer, I don't know. 60 across is Lillehammer's land. Lillehammer's where the Winter Olympics were at one point. I forget which year that was, but Norway is where they took place. 63 across, part of the conjugation of être, the French verb to be. So I'll probably need to get at least one crossing letter before I know which one goes in there. 66 across, told you. See, I told you so. See what I said? Just do it and think different. Are taglines from advertising campaigns. Il est, he is, she is, it is. For 63 across, that would be one of the conjugations of être. Fashion photographer's direction. Strike a pose. Would Bulgaria have been ruled by the Tsars? Probably at some point, yeah. Six-winged angels are seraphim, or seraphs. Seraphim and cherubim. 42 down, fancy hotel amenity, could be a spa. What is 55 across? They come in black, Belgian, and double varieties. Maybe IPAs. That gives us a P here, so we put in IKEA for IKEA. So Aldi is the name of a European grocery chain, also in the U.S. IKEA is a European. Maybe they're all just stores. So I was thinking European stores, Aldi and IKEA, but we put Gap in here. So Aldi, IKEA, Gap, and is there a store called ES? I think there's a brand of jeans called Guess. Last over the line, SGUEST. No. What is it? Conservative guesses. I think it's estimate. I don't get it. I don't know what to do in this top corner. Everything else seems to make sense. So I think Aldi is going to go in here. IKEA is going to go in here, and it's going to be like not prefixes, a la carte, like a charm. It works like a charm, exactly as desired. 46 down. More pretentious, maybe? 51 down, soft rock. Probably looking for the name of a mineral, like mica. 56 across, path to spiritual harmony. I think that is the Tao. The Tao that can be named is not the eternal Tao. 57 down, article that might be pre-written informally. So an obituary typically are pre-written and kept on file. 62 down, small square. Could be like a square number, maybe. What is the soft rock? 61 down, error of the Graham Norton show. That's on the BBC. It's really funny. Good to watch. 67 across. Containers in orchards. Fruit can go in crates. Candy heart phrase. Be mine. Might appear on one of those little candy hearts. Magma is rock that is liquefied. Okay. A big box store. Okay, we are looking for big box stores. I'm familiar with Aldi, IKEA, and The Gap. I don't know what goes in that top right corner. 59 down, bullet point. The point of a bullet is what? 48 down, disguise in a way. Oh, 49 down, fancy affair. A soiree. We're going to a soiree this evening. 53 across, discouraging words. Our nose. Bring out, to elicit, to bring out a behavior or information. An item could be a bullet point on a list. 65 across, where the man gave names to all, the birds in the sky and all the wild animals. More biblical fodder here. That happened in the Garden of Eden, where Adam did all those things. Disguise in a way is to encode. Run into is to meet, and stent is a tube placed during angioplasty. So I would guess that there's a store named ES that I don't know, but that doesn't make any sense to me with SEST for last over the line. And I can't think of a word for last over the line that ends in T, that starts with with S and ends in T at all. You're the last one over the line. You are, or to last, to endure over the line. All the downs seem to make sense if I put an ES here, but I don't know this word for 11 across. How can I change it? Your seat? All right, so here's what I'm thinking. If you don't know how to put multiple letters into a square, you highlight the square you want to do that into, and you click on this rebus button up here. However, that always messes up my screen, so the software will allow you to just put in the first letter. So this is IKEA. This is Gap. I'm going to try ES here and see, and it'll tell me I've got it wrong, but I just can't figure out what I am missing. Let's try it and see. Almost there. Keep trying. Freudian censor. I'm just going to reveal 11 across and see what it is. Reveal the word. Okay, did not solve this puzzle. Slowest. Lowe's is the big box car. Okay, the big box store is Lowe's. The home improvement store, low estimates. It's not just estimates, conservative estimates, low estimates. And slowest is last over the line. All right. I wasn't thinking of that many letters that we would have to put in. Yeah, but fair enough. That does make sense. It fits the pattern. Slowest is a word I know. I'm slowest to figure it out. And on low estimates, I just didn't think of a two-letter or two-word phrase here for this one. All right, so that's on me. I feel a little bit silly about that. But other than that, I liked the theme. Aldi and IKEA are both European stores, which made me think that's the way we were going, but then gap doesn't fit that pattern. So I wasn't quite thinking of the phrase big box store, but that's what we got. So then I just had to think of a big box store that would fit there and make sense with 11 across, and I failed to do so. All right, did we have a lot of crossword E's today? I don't think there was too much. Eli is often clued as someone who went to Yale. I don't think I've ever heard it as sons of blank. There's probably an Eli, it's been clued as Eli from the Bible somehow. We had a Roman numeral in here. Those are always fun, but that wasn't hard to figure out. There wasn't any hint about to Catullus or to Caesar like that to give us a hint. We just had the word once telling us some kind of archaic numeric system. What else? Only one direction answer, I think. Those are always, I'm sure the setter always puts, I guess I could just put in something about a direction here because I can't figure out any other letters to put in. And I don't think there were a lot of other crossword E's clues. Nothing stood out to me there. All right, that was a fun puzzle. I'm glad I did that. I hope you enjoyed watching. Please come back for more puzzles and games. I'll see you next time.